Hey everyone, my name is chaoticwolph and welcome back to Homestuck. So I think we are about to see whether Roxy actually makes the Maitri orb or she makes another perfectly generic object. I guess we shall have to see whether her powers come to fruition. Okay, we're just kind of like sitting across each other, just meditating. The fingers are moving! Will she make it? Or will she not? Or will she tap into like the true potential of the universe and create something even more amazing? The possibilities are endless. Maybe you're tapping into a little bit too much space. So much space power. What would be amazing if she makes like an entirely new person out of this thing. That would be wow. Oh, there it is, there it is. The Maitri orb. She has tapped into the space power of, you know, making Maitri orbs or whatever. She did it! Now we gotta give that to Kanaya, I guess. Maitri orb made. A perfectly non-generic Maitri orb created. Yeah, hell yes. Hell yes! Well, you know what would be amazing if she just starts making them like non-stop and she absolutely cannot stop. Egg! Egg created. Well, okay, that was kind of sort of anticlimactic, but yes, egg made. And Striders are still being weird and awkward. Oh god, Jasper Sprite is back. Okay, Friska's not really going anywhere, and Mina is just having the daydream of her life. Is that like two Kurlotzes? Or is one of them another person? Because one of them looks a little bit more tiny. And Kelly and Roxy are off, I assume, to give the Maitri orb to Kanaya. Oh god, Jasper's Sprite is back to the second power. Okay, we're going off, and then this is Jane and Rose, or is it Jasper Sprite? I think it's Jane and Jasper Sprite. Rose is just like every time she comes, she's like, ah, she's rooting my brand. It's me again. Murr, perp. Cat sounds, stretch. Ugh. Miss me, Rose? Did you know I love you? Weird thing for me to say and you to hear, probably. I inherited the adoration our cat had for you, which now strangely is directed with the exact same intensity at myself, because I'm you. Funnily enough, this manifests itself in a particularly acute form of narcissism, which is something we were already sort of afflicted by, and so was our cat by the very nature of the sort of animal he was. The bottom line is, I'm pretty twisted up inside in all the most beautiful ways, and it's wonderful. It really isn't. Yes, it really isn't, but hilarious to watch. As much as I enjoy getting a load of that gorgeous whiskerless mug of yours, it's not actually why I dropped by. I'm here on a curt matter of business with Jane. Huh? We have to prepare for our healing duties, hammer our strategy and such, really sink our claws into the expensive upholstery of that problem. But first, I have somewhere to take you. What? Where? Oh, you know, even in all her crazy Jasper Spriteness, she still remembers her duties. There is someone you really must meet before we all start skittering across the great laminated floor of combat. As the ghostly spiritual guide of whomever my whims decide I should be serving any given moment, I can't allow another second to pass without introducing the two of you. Who? This way! Who is it for real? Who indeed? What the heck is all this crap? Are these geographic stuff? They look like air balloons or some crap. Oh, they are. What? Is this just her planet again? What is going on here? What? Like what, did she just drop her— this is her planet, right? She dropped her off here to meet her denizen or something? I'm very confused. Oh, she dropped her off here to meet her weirdly alternate universe adult ghost sprite self? Too bizarre. It's like, Nana, meet younger Nana. This is weird. Super weird. Too weird. Like, I don't know what made her decide to do that, but super weird. Can the Striders just stop being weird and awkward? Is this supposed to signify that, like, Terezi and John are in a space relationship, and then Rose and Jasper are in a space relationship. Stuff is getting too weird. Okay, Mina, I know you're obsessed with your former glory, but maybe time to move on? Just saying. Is this shit talk, talk shit? Guys, calm down, okay? And then Nana meet Nana. And then next up is Roxy and Kelly. Probably going to Kanaya's place? Maybe? I don't know. Or just going whatever the Maitre Orb needs to be at. You can stay here with the others until this all blows over. Others? What others? With who exactly? Jade! She's sleeping. Please keep an eye on her, Kay. Okay, I guess this is where Jade is hanging. Yes, of course. I'd be happy to. Also, a man they call the mayor is here. Yes, hanging out with Jade and the mayor. I don't know much about the dude myself, but apparently he is a hell of a guy. Give him my regards. I will. Yes, Mayor. Roxy sends her regards. Oh, guys, is this where we leave off? With Callie? BFFCs forever, Callie! No matter where you are. So, yeah. If we make it through this, I'll come back for you. And then, we figure out what happens next. I can't wait. Hope you're not sick of hearing it yet, but I'm still so psyched you're with us. Of course I'm not sick of it. It is just... ugh. Callie, in times such as these, you know, words have trouble cutting it. Come here. Come here? Where's the hug, guys? Where's the hug fest? Keep me in your thoughts, okay? In the luckiest and magicest way you know how. I will, Roxy. Now if you will excuse me... where was that damn hug? I got a delivery to make. Alright, off to deliver the Maitre Orb to Kanaya. Goddamn Striders. Are they sitting in comfort or sitting in awkwardness? I can't tell. Seems kinda awkward. This is getting too complicated. Are they just gossiping about everything? And then Rose is still too obsessed with like, Jasper Sprite, the bane of my existence. Yep, Mina's still dreaming about her former glory. And then we're all just having chats. Rose, please stop thinking about murdering your alternate version of yourself. Kind of twisted. And Roxy making her delivery. Jasper Sprite just left the nanas to themselves and just doing whatever the hell they want. Callie meeting the mayor. Oh, Strider time. Strider time! Time to get over this awkwardness, guys. Maybe we should go over this again. Because, honestly, I'm still not sure I get it. What? Who are we actually fighting again? Were you not listening to that whole conversation? The strategy meeting? Jack Noir? Yeah, well, one version of Noir. There's a shitload of them though. Which one is yours? He's yours. Ours? Yeah, the one from your session? But our Jack spent months in prison. Well, I guess he broke out. He's kind of like a huge fucking deal now? Wait, the one that broke out is Lord Jack, isn't it? When did this happen? I have no idea. I wasn't there. I wasn't here. I guess neither was I. He's got Lord English powers though. He's apparently like just wretched fucking news. Damn. Is this how the Striders are just gonna talk? It's like, damn, bro. He's going to be hard to beat. Even armed with the ultimate weapon. Some swords. Sounds like some shit is going down. Let's not downplay our sword gambit though. I've yet to encounter a problem where a sword didn't factor into the solution, at least in some way. I bet. Bear in mind, I haven't actually solved many problems over the course of my life. But the ones I have, man, swords prove hells of instrumental. What do you mean you didn't solve many problems? Didn't you, like, program robots and stuff? I guess I meant real problems? Involving people? Oh, those. The people problems, man, they're very tough to solve. So Jack has Lord English powers? Yep. Does that have anything to do with Jake? Not according to my current understanding of a mostly nonsensical body of information. What does it actually mean then? Not sure. Mostly that he's really hard to kill, I think. Okay, well that's decent intel at least. He might be vulnerable to Welsh things too. Don't quote me on that, because it will make me sound like an idiot. Alright. Alright bros, alright. ... God guys! So awkward. Do you know when he arrives? I already said I don't know. Right. Right, guys, right. Guesstimate? Not soon enough is my best guess. And I guess, also my opinion? Oh. Oh, that hurts, Dave. It's like they both want to talk, but at the same time, they can't wait for this conversation to be over. Is everything alright? I don't know, bro. Is it alright? Sure. It just seems like maybe you aren't that into this, or at least not as much as I was whenever I imagined the possibility of us meeting. Were you? Yeah, I guess I'm not doing a very good job of showing it now. I think that's probably just what I'm like though. You don't say. I mean, when it comes to people in general, but probably especially people who are an important part of my life. So you think I'm an important part of your life? Yes? You don't actually know me though. Not this me. And I'm pretty sure you didn't know the other guy either. That's true. What is it about me that's important then? Not sure how to answer. Why? Because I'm getting the sense that you might disapprove of whatever I might say. Maybe you'll think it's weird that I idolize some version of you that I never met, never knew. Idolize? See, it seems like you think it's weird. Yeah, I shouldn't have said anything. Look, guys, there are just some weird bro family dynamics here, and we just need to resolve it. I don't know if it's weird, I just can't process it. Why? Because maybe not anything to do with you, per se, but how I view my bro, and I've got to say, meeting you is not rocking my world here, or upending any paradigms of or whatever. Listening to you and looking at you, it really just reminds me of him. I know you're different and all, and also like a kid, I guess, but you don't feel that different. And hearing anything like that, like about idolization, or like you were actually looking forward to this in any sincere way, it's kind of fucking jarring. Huh, so like, things between you and me, from your perspective, are we like not cool? Yeah, not cool, because the other Dirk was kind of a weirdo and a dick? Well, here's well, I guess. I didn't fucking like you that much, okay? Oh, why not? Honestly, I don't know if I want to get into that. Okay. Yeah, we got a lot of problems to work through. Lots of problems and probably not much time. Because green stuff is coming in? Like what even? Green claws or green thunder? Okay, actually, maybe I will get into... Oh, Dave. He's just like, I don't want to talk about that. Okay, maybe I do want to talk about it. That's Dave Strider for you. I don't know why my friends got to have adults around who cared about them. They complained bitterly about stuff, so I guess I convinced myself they were all in the same boat as me. But that's not how it was. Their complaints were trumped up nonsense, and I bought it cause... I don't know. I didn't have any frame of reference. But his dad and her mom, no matter what they said, it was so obvious they cared about them deeply. Even Jade's weird fucking grandpa who died when she was young obviously would have done anything for her. Why did I get such a raw cut of the asshole death? And why did it take me so long to figure that out? And like he's dead now, so that's that. So all that's left to do is look back and try to put the pieces together of my first 13 years. And all I can think is, what the fuck was that? I don't come away with the impression I used to try to convincing myself of, that he was like mysterious or stern or aloof. The only feeling left is this insane impression that I was raised by somebody who fucking hated me. And the whole act of even raising a child was some totally fucked up game to him. Like parenthood was one of the highest tiers of irony in his solemn bullshit bro ninja code. So he went through those motions and did whatever he thought was funny or badass, but under that weird stylistic and totally sociopathic approach to parenting, I can't even imagine there was any emotion toward me other than some sort of loathing. What did he do? I don't want to get out the laundry list, but for reference, laundry wasn't one of those things. That was just one of the many little domestic things I just had to sort of figure out. Sort of like I eventually had to learn what the real purpose of a refrigerator was from movies. Oh, Dave, that's so sad. Wait, what? I don't know, there's too much to even get into. I don't remember the atmosphere ever not being nerve-wracking. All having to sneak around and... my shitty childhood spider senses are tingling just thinking about it. It was training, you know? But you know what it really was? It was some vicious shit that was bad and sucked, and I hated it. It didn't make me stronger. It did the opposite. It made me never want to fight. It made me never want to see blood, or be near danger, or hear metal sounds. It made me hate the idea of being a hero, cause he was a hero, and he ruined the idea of heroism. I don't even want to be fighting this shitty version of Jack, but hey, nobody else has secret Welsh power, so I guess I have to. What gets me is how long it took me to put all this together, to stop seeing it as some kind of rough, housey, and eccentric life I had, but was otherwise normal. It took years to deconstruct it all and put it back together to understand how fucking mad I should be, and in particular, how stone cold deeply uncared for I was my whole life. Like, being merely monitored by a violent robot? I only started getting it after spending a lot of time in person with a bunch of people who actually did care about me, and I could start feeling like actually somewhat human for the first time, instead of some sort of runty afterthought to a household cabal of smutty puppets? Puppets? The fucking puppets! I know how it sounds, but I am not joking. And there is no shred of doubt in my mind that he loved all those puppets more than me. Honestly, it's very possible that he was just insane and that's that. I mean, I think he was insane, but still no excuse, you know? I guess it didn't help either that we live with what we have come to understand may theoretically be the most evil doll to exist in any universe ever. In fact, it's my tenuous understanding that he came down to Earth with that thing and like actually grew up with it. Maybe spending 30-some years being inseparable from that hell puppet has some effect on him. Maybe if it hadn't been casting a paw over our apartment 24/7 since he took me in, grinning, glaring, laughing in my sleep, maybe our lives wouldn't have been quite so... Maybe we would have... what? Maybe we would have been best bros, that's what. You okay there? Yeah. That doll. That was Cal, right? Yeah. Right. My version is empty, apparently. Whatever that means. Huh? How do you know that? A source. One supposedly knowledgeable in jujus. I never quite knew what that meant though. Well, whatever his was, empty is never how I would have described it. Man, I don't know if I figure something out here, like explain something, or if I'm just driving myself crazy with this talk and nothing even needs explaining. It doesn't change my past, or how I feel about him. He was still pretty much awful no matter what the reason, and I'm sure that's the only feeling I'll ever have about him. So who cares why I was like that? Yeah, guys, super ox, but I guess technically this is a different version of Dirk, so maybe you could still have, you know, a bro relationship with him? That all sounds really bad. I don't know what to say though. Maybe I shouldn't say anything, since I just remind you so much of him for obvious reasons. I don't want to make you feel worse, or make it sound like I'm offering a defense for him or me, because I don't have one for either of us. Come on, man, you didn't do anything. This was just some douchebag with your exact DNA who happened to grow up to be my bro. He had a completely different life full of, like, different choices and actions and stuff. And even if you were gonna turn out like him, you've barely cleared the halfway mark and actually chronologically getting there. In some way, ranting about all this is probably just uncool of me because you aren't him. You're not responsible for any of this shit. But I'm sort of implicitly tacking it on you anyway, so sorry about that. I'm not sure it's true though. At least, I don't feel that way. What way? That I'm not him? The fact is, I am. It's something I've come to understand about myself. All splinters of me are basically me, no matter how much I want to resist that truth, or pretend they are reflecting my own qualities back at me. I bear a certain responsibility for all of them. Splinters? Yeah, I guess the concept isn't that unique to me. We've all got other versions of ourselves running around here and there, throughout the various compartments of this messed up cosmos. Right. I just happen to be particularly connected to mine. I felt haunted by them. And what that really means is, I'm perpetually haunted by my own bad qualities. So when I hear about stuff I did in another reality, I'm not sure what my adult self might have ever tried to do to atone for that stuff. If anything, pretty much dick squat. Yeah, but in any case, I'm sure I was completely in the wrong, and I'm sorry I messed up your life. Oh my god guys, heartfelt bro conversations. Thanks, but it still feels a little odd accepting an apology from somebody who I just met and technically had nothing to do with my life. Even if you do feel guilty, splinter ways or whatever, it is just a messed up situation. And I guess I had to vent. And there was never anyone I wanted to say all that to. And the only thing that was gonna drag it out of me, I guess, was like a teen stand-in phantom of my dead bro. Just some perfectly innocent dude having to take the brunt of the shit. I'm not particularly innocent though. I've messed up a lot of things up with my friends. Honestly, that's why I wasn't that bent on sticking around when I showed up and pretty much jumped at the offer of flying here to get ready for some yet-to-be-explained battle. Battles are easy. Just you, a sword, some bad guys. It's a lot simpler than having to answer for things you did. For the most part, I feel pretty bad about the role I played in my friends' lives. Especially Jake. What happened there? I don't even know. An unmitigated disaster for which I'm entirely to blame? It's not any one thing. I think I was just a completely toxic element in his life from day one. I don't know what he's doing now. I wouldn't be surprised if he was trying to avoid me as much as possible. I'm sure that's for the best. I think I need to stay out of his business for a good while, so I don't risk poisoning another innocent kid's life. Like I did with you, apparently. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's a little different because relations between peers is a whole other thing. It's tricky shit and you're both figuring stuff out on a relatively equal footing and you're both at the same point in your lives. It's not like when one person is older and supposed to be a lot more... Never mind, this is a fucked up thing to think about. But the bottom line is, yeah, laying low while you sort out your stuff can't hurt. Right. The thing with that, with my adult self's ways, the sad thing is, I can really see it. How someone like me can go unchecked in life and turn out to become a much worse person than I already am. I guess I'm just relieved I still have some time to make sure that doesn't happen. You don't actually seem like a bad person to me though. No? Nah, why not? We did just meet after all. Because I don't know if truly bad people wrestle so much with whether they're good or bad. I think if I ever sensed my bro like struggled at all with what he was doing or who he was or showed any sort of doubt, that might have changed everything. But there was never a crack in it or the slightest hint of introspection behind the aggressive cool dude facade. If there was, I sure never noticed. I mean personally, I think about it all the time now. What it actually means to be good or bad. Or if not something that's starkly moral, at least just trying to examine the difference between being decent and being a douche. Maybe it's because of him I worry about that now. But for me, I think that internal struggle is kind of mild. For him. Or you, I mean? It sounds like some pretty dark shit. Like grappling with becoming evil versus simply trying not to. Yeah, that's not too far off. But the point is, even just talking to you a little bit, it's obvious you've been fighting with that. Which means that you care enough to put in some effort. I think that counts for something. Maybe. Not sure if I'm ready to accept a pat on the back for recognizing I have some problems and worrying about whether they'll destroy me and fuck up the people I care about. That might be setting the bar kinda low. Well, when it comes to the subject of him, the bar is already pretty low, dude. The weird thing, honestly, is that it's actually kind of refreshing to hear a sincerely leveled critique of all my negative qualities coming from another person invested in a relationship with me, rather than from a fucked up iteration of myself as some bizarre, trollish form of self-abuse. The only thing I've ever been exposed to are either various forms of self-loathing, either from me or my autoresponder, or attitudes completely oblivious to my real issues, as expressed through my friends. My friends always seem to cut me so much slack, or were just never aware of the kind of person I really was. Well, Jake probably is, by now at least. But he's also the sort of guy who's just as likely to blame himself for stuff I did, as he is to blame me. Jane and Roxy, though, never seemed to see anything wrong with me. If anything, just the contrary. Roxy in particular had a certain fixation? She meant well, but was so enamored of me, and seemingly everything I did. which I think was the last thing I needed. To be idolized in some form by other people I respected. I had enough of that feeling coming from within, particularly when I was younger. And since then, I've been plagued by the insane ego of my youth in the form of an artificial intelligence I designed, which essentially trapped that state of mind in a sort of horrid suspended animation. Until recent developments, of course. So, was that stuff true? When you said you idolized the other version of me? Yeah. And not just some bullshit like how I used to say the same thing about my bro when I didn't know any better. It's definitely not like that. I never lived with him, or met him, so couldn't have anything like the contentious relationship you had with my older self. He was a historical figure from centuries ago. There was a lot to admire and think about fondly, especially since I was alone and never had any direct contact with another person, or any concept of civilization. So even though I'm sure I romanticized what his life was like and the early 21st century in general, it was nice to think about you. I passed a lot of time that way. You say there was a lot to admire, like what? Well, he was pretty famous, made some successful movies, at least under a somewhat expansive definition of success, and an even more expansive definition of movie. His work accumulated a lot of subversive political influence, which got him in trouble later. He made like a million bullshit statues of liberty, scummed them up with JPEG artifacts, and littered them all over the planet. Holy shit. He was also a pretty badass swordsman, and an active member of the resistance movement. He slaughtered the clown presidents on the roof of the White House and flew away on a shitty skateboard. Then it seems he gave the Bad Witch a pretty good run for her money. It wasn't enough, but at least he went down fighting. That? Yeah, I'm gonna need to hear more details on this sometime. Sure, but as you can tell, clearly there was a lot to look up to. I thought about the examples you set constantly, the creative ideals, the advanced theories on irony and humor, the tales of courage and martial prowess. Really, I modeled everything about myself after you, or at least everything good that I was trying to become. And I probably spent an embarrassing amount of time imagining what it would be like to live during his time, and to be able to have something resembling a sibling relationship, or be in some sort of master-apprentice situation. When I finally learned you existed, and started to understand who he really was in relation to me, that put a lot into context. I realized he was a version of you who got a chance to live up to his full potential. But when I understood there was a young version of you, in a situation sort of like mine, whose time on Earth got cut short when you were thrown into all this, I was at least happy to think there was some reality where you got a chance to do everything you wanted to do, be successful, and fight for all the right things. Even if ultimately it didn't lead to a great outcome for humanity, you had an opportunity to live a full life and show what you were made of. Well, I guess I had the same opportunity on your world, somewhat less fortunately. Yeah, but then for all my bitching, I guess I still never grasped your full reality, just like you probably didn't grasp mine. But just reading into the mindset of a historical figure as best you could, what if I wasn't as heroic as it seemed? What if adult me was kind of douchey too, in a way you couldn't observe? Perhaps. But beyond a certain point, I think accomplishments speak for themselves. I don't know if you can just completely shred every person who ever did great things because they had some flaws. All I can say is, it was important to me to see him the way I did, as a good person who inspired me and set the standard for what I wanted to be. It kept me going. That said, I'm also glad that there's this version of you who got to go through all the things you've been through. Like, yeah, you didn't get to be the cool celebrity who cuts down juggalos on a badly defaced government property, and the idea of a normal life was really taken from you, and it's something you'll never get to experience. But this is so much more challenging and uncertain. You get to apply all that potential you showed in one reality to something much bigger and more existentially critical. Whatever strength you show in trying to save a dying planet, the fact is, I think we need that more here. And the trials inherent in being a part of something like this, I think they bring more out of you than a relatively pedestrian life on Earth would. Make you face more things about yourself. At least that's been true for me. But it sounds like it's been true for you too. It sounds to me like the experiences you've had changed you a lot. For the better. You mentioned the experiences with him that were designed to make you stronger have actually made you weaker? But really, I doubt that's true. I bet you've become stronger than you realize. Not because of anything he did, but because of what you've done, and the ways you change yourself through your own effort. I hope it doesn't come off as overly sentimental garbage, but it seems to me like you turned out to be a really good dude. Like, really a better sort of dude I ever imagined talking to when I picture meeting the legendary guy I idolize. I picture him as probably being too cool to be the type of guy you are. But you know what? Fuck being too cool for that. You don't think I'm cool? Nah. I mean, in the right way, yes. I think you are. But in the way that doesn't particularly mean anything and doesn't matter? Not particularly. Anyway, that's all my stuff with respect to your other self. Again, there's a lot more I could say about him. Maybe stuff you should know? Or maybe it's all relevant to the path you're on now? Regardless, I'd be more than willing to answer any questions you have about him. Or anything really. Feel free to ask me whatever, okay? Yeah, I'll have to think. Ugh, guys. Finally having that heart-to-heart chat while stuff is going on ominously in the background. He's literally thinking about it now, right? Then he's gonna ask him. Hey, sorry about this. What? Oh, he's hugging him. For what I'm doing now? This bullshit right here? Oh, what? It's... Oh guys, Strider, bro hug. It's really fucked up of me, what I'm presently doing, so sorry about that. Oh, yeah. Man, this is some fucked up shit, alright? I know. Oh, guys. But it's cool. Don't worry about it. So fucked up. Guys, just admit your feelings. Sorry. So endearing. So heartfelt. What the hell? Oh god. Oh, they had their like heart-to-heart talk and now they're talking about all the weird shit they did or their bros did. Oh, heart to heart. And then this Terzi and John still being weird and Rose is just like, what's going on? Mina's still daydreaming? How long is this argument gonna go on? What are we even saying? He's like, fuh, and then she's like, bleh. And then, oh, Roxy has finally delivered the egg to Kanaya. And Jasper's price is... Wait. Is that supposed to be Terezi? Or is that... No, hold up. That's Nepeta, right? Because of the lips? So is Jasper Sprite dreaming about Nepeta? She's totally gonna bring her back to life, isn't she? And then Jade is still sleeping with the mayor and Callie's here. Oh, look at that, guys. The Striders are having the best time now that they finally get over the weird, awkward tension. And then the last one will be... Oh, is the last one just Roxy and Kanaya? Oh, probably after she brings it back. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad the Striders finally got the talk that they very clearly needed to have. So hopefully that weird, tension is resolved. What the other Dirk did is definitely pretty messed up, but I guess this is a different version of Dirk, so maybe Dave can actually have a pretty healthy, good relationship with him. Hopefully, as we go forward with whatever is going to happen in the future. But for now, I will leave this video here, so thank you guys so much for watching this. Let me know what you think about our Strider bros having their heart-to-heart talk, and I'll see you guys in the next video.